I'm surprised that 20 years in, we still are debating and arguing like we are about wolves. And my colleagues who manage wolves outside of national parks remind me all the time that, having wolves on human-dominated landscapes is a struggle and takes a lot of work. So I think it's going to take us, in 20 years, we'll still be struggling.
Hundreds of thousands of gray wolves once roamed the terrain that now comprises the lower 48 states. By the 1940s, America's wolves had been poisoned, trapped, and shot out of existence. Isolated populations in Minnesota and Michigan survived, but the howls that once symbolized the western night had fallen silent. In the 1970s, wolves began slipping over the border from Canada into Montana. Recovery was slow, but the Northern Rockies wolves got a boost when the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service released 66 wolves into Yellowstone Park in central Idaho in 1995 and 1996.
The reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone has been a resounding success. In fact, the original plan called for 3 to 5 years of reintroductions, and we did only 2. And those reintroductions helped spawn over 1,700 wolves in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, about 500 wolves in the greater Yellowstone area. So by any measure, this has been a great success.
Yellowstone's wolves have fascinated scientists and generate an estimated $35.5 million annually in tourist revenues. But not everyone is happy about the wolves' return.
With us, the cattle are our source of income, and our death rate has skyrocketed since the predators, mainly the wolves, have been brought in.
While the USDA pins only 0.2% of cattle losses on wolves, those losses are borne disproportionately by ranches like the WEISNERs, which are adjacent to predator-dense federal wilderness areas.
Years ago, when I went to school and stuff, when you're figuring out your herds and everything else, you always figured in a 2% death loss per year, which is plenty high. We didn't usually be that high, but that's what you figured for your whole year. And ours is quite a bit above that now. I'd give anything for a 2% death loss.
Hunting outfitters blame declining numbers of lucrative non-resident hunters on wolves, which they claim have devastated elk herds.
I think the impact of the reintroduction of the wolves in our area has been more compounded from the perception from the hunting community, that it's been a greater impact than we actually have found that it literally is.
The Carters offer trail rides and fishing trips in the summer months to supplement their income from elk hunts. They also offer wolf hunts in the winter, which has generated hostility.
I've gotten a couple of very nasty and very threatening phone calls that they'd like to come and hunt my family.
Hunters and trappers killed over 500 wolves in Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho in the 2013 to 2014 season. Environmental groups complain that taxpayers paid tens of millions to restore wolves, only to have hunters kill them after delisting.
The hunters that I grew up with and the hunters that I've known in my lifetime and that we deal with on a daily basis are animal lovers. They love animals, they love the outdoors, they love the wilderness. They want to maintain this as a lifestyle. They don't want to go out there and kill off the elk or kill off the deer or kill off the wolves. They want a balance to where this can be a lifestyle that everyone can enjoy for generations to come.
My view is that one of these days we won't be up here, or at least my kids won't. Probably last time.
Unless they both have jobs somewhere else.
Yeah, but then how are you supposed to support this place? It takes quite a bit of money for taxes and everything else. So anyway, no, I don't like the other options, but we're gonna have to look at them one of these days.
Truly, I do believe that pro-wolf, anti-wolf, people who live in these northern Rocky Mountains hold dear that lifestyle that wildness gives them. Hunting, freedom, individualism, all those things go together with wolves, cougars, grizzly bears, black bears, these humongous landscapes that we're dealing with. All of that goes together. It's wrapped together.